Well, you've had a chance to see the basic cast and tune up your casting, but fly casting is about fishing. And we're going fishing now, and I've been joined here by a friend of mine, Pete Erickson, fishing guide from Wyoming, Idaho, Alaska, and all points in between, but also a member of Team USA, America's team in the World Fly Fishing Championships. In the competition in Slovakia, you had our best finish of any of our team members. First of all, I want to talk about what it's like being a guide, and what are the common casting mistakes you see?
Probably the number one casting flaw that I see is too much wrist. It causes a lot of other problems. You can use wrist certainly in different casting styles, but too much wrist is not good for any casting style.
Another one is just, I'm noticing right now, the breeze is starting to come up, and
Yeah.
the breezes can become wind, and that's another problem, isn't it?
Yeah, casting into the wind, a lot of people just go home. They just give up and go home, and you miss out on a lot of great fishing.
What about casting indicators, big heavy flies?
Or big giant heavy flies like streamers and stuff, and indicators. Yeah, that's extremely tough for people. They tend to false cast too much. They also have too tight a loop sometimes when they're casting those types of flies. So loop control is a big thing with those.
Pete, I'd like you to take us out on the stream here. We're here in Boise, Idaho on the Boise River. And this is where you teach school.
Yeah.
And when you're not guiding or on Team USA, you're a school teacher in junior high.
Yep. Ninth grade English.
So I mean, all of you are going to get a chance to go back to school here and see what it's like to go fishing. And it's not an object right now is to learn how to handle the stream conditions. And I guess the key is practice, practice, practice. But you want to be thinking more of your fishing and not your casting when you go fishing.
Right. It's nice to have it down so you're not breaking it down in your head the whole time. So it's a natural thing for you to just go out and start fishing.
Well, I'm going to get my vest.
All right, me too.
And we gathered up some rods, different types of rods and lines for the people to see, and
yeah,
we'll start talking about these casts on the stream. So come on with us. Let's go out and give it a try.
Let's go get some fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good.
Nice little backwater. Oh man, look at
Where that camera going.
Well, right now we have to present this fly in a natural way to imitate the insect, or in the case of a stream, the bait fish. So I thought we'd take our friends out there through some of the cast and talk them through. Now obviously we've come up on a riffle here, and this has got everything. I mean, when you first learn, you're told you cast upstream, have the dry fly. Now we're going to start with the dry fly,
right? Come
back down. And the upstream cast, there's a lot to an upstream cast, isn't there?
Yeah.
Let's take the stream in quadrants, which I try to tell people. You got an upper quadrant, you got a middle quadrant, and you got a downstream quadrant. And in dry fly fishing, even in fishing with a nymph and an indicator, it's still, you can fish all those quadrants.
Absolutely. You can take the same method and work each quadrant the same way.
And without even moving from one spot.
Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of it.
But let's kind of take what we've learned so far in our presentation and take it out and show the folks actual stream fishing and stream cast. Yeah. What I want to do right now, Pete, before we get started, is take the folks away to show them some preparation tips. Okay. One of the things is, clean your line, prepare that way, have a good leader butt on there, and I'd like to take them right now and show them that.
Okay, before we go fishing, there's a lot of things that we can do. One of them is to make sure that your line is nice and clean.
You know, I've got some line cleaner here and show all the folks out there. This is really a nice setup because it's got a way to apply it on. You can use a handkerchief or something. There's lots of line cleaners out there, and you can get them from.
That is a nice system.
Cabela's has tons of different ones. This one here, this is a Loon product.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one. That's one of the ones I use.
Made right here in Boise, right?
Boise, Idaho, yeah.
Okay, what we can do is strip some of that out.
Okay.
Now, if you haven't been fishing for a while, it's going to come off kind of coiled. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it has a little memory in it.
And a lot of people will start grabbing on to taking lines. Grab a hold of that.
Okay.
And they'll start pulling like this.
Right.
And they'll get out about 20, 30 feet and start pulling. It puts all the pressure right on one point. Let me just show you a little trick.
Okay.
You hold on to it.
All right.
I lean and hold on to it tight.
Okay.
I lean into it with my body. That gives an even pull on it.
Oh,
and
I
you
see.
take it in small sections rather than big long sections.
Oh, okay. So stretch it in small
Stretch it in
sections.
small sections throughout and then you'll get a much better without pulling apart. Okay, and then of course you're gonna, what I can do is hold this.
Okay.
And I can do this and you can start reeling back in. You know, you can strip it all out like this.
I can pack it on there nice
Yeah,
and
so
nice
you're
and
going
neat.
on back and forth and go right on through and we've got it done. You know, Pete, there's another thing you can do too, and you know this from just being a guide. Nothing worse than a linty leader, right? Mm-hmm. And out here in the West, when you go into a fly shop, you're going to get a big chunk of leader butt put on. But usually they're made of the same material, which is, you know, limp. If you're especially a dry fly leader, it's just thicker limp leader. Mm-hmm. So what we do is we end up in putting on a leader butt section, which is a lot heavier.
Right.
And this is about, it's been used up a little bit. It's probably about 30-pound test on this 5-weight line, anywhere from 25 to 35-pound
Right.
test. And this is going to help roll the leader over. So that's an important thing to get set before you go out there.
Make sure your butt section is good.
And you want to have it anywhere from 2 feet to 1.5 feet is the ideal section.
Right.
Finished cleaning the line. We got the leaders ready to go. Look at all that dirt was on there.
Yeah, it's amazing how much dirt gets on these lines.
Also, another little tip, keep the sunscreen, right?
Yeah.
Sunscreen off your hands. It'll make your line get nice and soft, and
Yeah.
that's not a good thing. You want it stiff, and this will, of course, help take that off.
I'm ready.